Okay, a strange one tonight as we look at the American variety show, Weinerville. The show that was created and presented by Mark Weiner and aired on Nickelodeon from 1993 for 2 seasons and 68 episodes. 5 specials were also made. The show was filmed at Nickelodeon Studios in Florida, in front of a live studio audience. The series is based around a city called Weinerville and focuses on Weiner and his puppets making a show for the kids. There is not much plot, but we do meet many characters throughout the show. So now that we have the background, let's take a look at a couple of episodes. First up we have Haunted. So we see Dottie's office as her office is haunted. Lots of chaos is happening as we then see a ghost. Dottie then introduces us to the show as we get the band playing away. Baby Jeffrey then introduces Mark as he makes a mess. Mark comes out to a cheering crowd as he asks if everyone is having a great time. Suddenly Dottie chimes in as she explains her office is haunted. Mark can't believe it as Dottie says she isn't scared of ghosts as she then screams. It is then revealed there is a ghost on Mark's back. Mark doesn't see it as Dottie is screaming away. It's all very silly as Mark says they don't have time for this as Dottie gets angry. Suddenly a voice comes out of nowhere and tells them to watch the next cartoon as Dottie is scared like no tomorrow. Everyone claps as the band plays away. We then jump into a cartoon, but we will be skipping these for this review. So after that we return to the band as we hear the general store is open for business. Mark is holding a candle as he is sneaking around. He puts out the candle as his hair then goes up in shock. Mark then makes a joke about it being a hairpiece as the audience laugh. He then messes around as he uses the wig for other jokes as it is pretty funny. He then picks on a kid as he forces them to come up. He asks if the kid likes cigarettes as he thankfully says no. Mark then shows off some new hat as it is a skunk. He shows it off as he tells the kid to sit down as he then thanks him. The kid doesn't move as Mark shows off another hat. It is a smoke alarm hat as he shows it off. It's pretty silly but I like it. He struggles to get the alarm off as it doesn't stop. He breaks it as a lot of alarms go off. He sends us to the break as the crowd cheer. The band play away as Mark is in the audience as he introduces Boney the dinosaur. So Boney says the kids are ugly as he says they're going to learn about ghosts. The kid says they don't believe in ghosts as one arrives. The kids reveal the secrets as Boney is annoyed. He fires the crew as Boney is mad at everyone. So Mark is back as he asks who wants joins Weinerville. The audience shout as he introduces something. So Mark picks the kids as they're going to play a game or something. The kids get into the machine as Mark messes around with the levers. The machine goes down as the kids can't believe it. Mark sends us to a cartoon as it is left on a cliffhanger. So we come back to the band playing away as Mark is dressed up as he says they are playing Playland. He introduces the 2 kids as they are dressed up in silly outfits and pretending to be puppets. Mark gives some instructions as the kids try their best. He starts the game called Ghosts Are A-Sliding. He explains the rules as the bell goes off. The kids try their best to get the ghosts into the hole. It's a very silly game but the crowd love it. The boy gets a lot of points as the girl gives up. Mark has to step in as the bell then calls time. They reveal the boy has won as he gives them hot dogs. What else to expect from Weinerville? He then slimes the winner as the crowd cheer. Mark wraps up as he says there is no such thing as ghosts as a kid then comes out and scares Mark. Mark then forces the band to play as the episode ends. Next up we have Spaghetti. So Dottie is talking about how today's special is spaghetti and meatballs as she gets her assistant to go get her some. He jump out the window as he then bounces back up and asks what Dottie wants to drink. Dottie says some wine as the assistant jumps down again. He comes back up for a 3rd and 4th time as it is very stupid. He then crashes as Dottie then introduces the show. The band are rocking out as baby Jeffrey introduces Mark. So Mark rushes in as the crowd are roaring. He tells the audience to give the band a hand as he says they are amazing. Mark then spots a line as he goes over to the kids and asks what is going on. The kid explains they are waiting in line for some spaghetti and meatballs. The chef comes out as Mark wants to know how he makes his special meatballs. The chef says he puts everything in as a puppet comes out for some reason. Mark says he is getting in line because he is hungry. Another puppet comes out and asks if he has missed the cartoon as Mark says no. They then chuck to the cartoon as Mark pushes to the front of the queue. So the band are playing away as someone says the general store is open for business. Mark comes out as the crowd roar again. He explains he can solve any problem as he has 7 new items in. He talks about how kids can eat junk food without their parents' permission. He shows off some fake stickers as it is just a bit silly. He then talks about something as he can't find it, so makes a mess. Someone rolls it on as Mark then fires him. The crowd cheer as Mark shows off his food eraser. He explains it can change food as he shows off an apple. He puts it in as the machine changes it into apple sauce. The audience can't believe it as he does the same with a banana. He does it with a cow as he slaps the machine. He gets out a hamburger as the audience can't believe it. He then does a shoe as he then pulls out a flat sole. Mark thanks the audience as Dottie is hungry. She demands her spaghetti as she throws to a break. The band plays once again as the audience cheer. So Mark is in the audience as he then throws to everyone's favorite dinosaur Boney as the kids are arguing about their shoes. Boney comes out and tells them to quiet down as he then throws dirt at them. He says his shoes are the greatest as he tells them to get lost. Boney is very rude as the band play once more. Mark then asks for 2 new people to join Weinerville as they pull out the machine once again. So Mark picks the kids as they get put into the machine. He presses all the buttons as the kids can't believe it. They get taken down as Mark then throws to a cartoon. So the band are playing once more as Mark introduces Playland. We see the 2 kids as they are dressed up very silly once more. They say hello as Mark gives them instructions. He introduces the game of spaghetti and meatballs as he explains they have to put the most meatballs in the box to win. The game starts as the kids try their best to get as many meatballs in as they possibly can. The game ends in a draw as they both get 1 apiece. Mark can't believe it as he gives them both the golden hot dog. He slimes them both as Mark tells the audience to clap. He heads over to eat the spaghetti and meatballs he ordered earlier as he puts a napkin on himself. He can't find a fork as he goes over to the cafe. The chef throws a lot of things at him as Mark can't believe it. The chef is out of control as Mark locks the place down. He goes back over to eat his dinner as Dottie then eats up as well. You can see the spaghetti is connected as she eats all of Mark's food. She says it was great as Mark orders some more food. The chefs are picking their noses as Mark tells the band to play. Mark grabs the kids as he waves goodbye. The episode ends on that note. Finally we have recycling. So some puppet is showing off his new can crusher as it is just a shoe. Dottie can't believe it as she then talks about her newspaper as it is made of recycled cans. The other puppet then gets caught under the shoe as he gets crushed. Dottie then welcomes us to the show as the band play away. So Schnitzel the bird introduces Mark as he comes out and waves to the audience. He tells the audience to clap for the band as suddenly something happens over at the diner as the chef is chucking everything out. Mark is confused as the chef throws out more stuff. Mark says that is not on and if everyone did it then the place will be a mess. Everyone then does it as the streets of Weinerville get full of rubbish. Mark tells everyone to stop as Dottie can't believe it. She blames Mark as she orders him to pick it all up and recycle it. Mark is annoyed as Dottie is very bossy. She then throws to a cartoon as she shouts at Mark as he is cleaning up. So the band are rocking out as Dottie is playing with her crushed friend as an accordion. They announce the general store is open as Mark comes out as he shows off his new jacket. He talks about solving problems as he explains the jacket is practical as he makes a Robert De Niro joke. He then adds that if you are going to a buffet you can store all the extra food in the containers that come with the jacket. Mark makes a lot of funny jokes as he then asks for a kid from the audience. He makes a joke about his shirt as Mark then says he is very tall. He tries to shake his hand. It's all very silly as Mark then talks about being potty trained. So he pulls out a toilet and explains how normal people would fall into the toilet. He then pulls out a fake but and explains how that would save people from falling into the toilet. Mark thanks the kid as the chef chimes in and tells them to cut to a break. Mark agrees as he waves to the roaring audience. So after the band has played some more, we then see Boney. We hear he is going to tell a fairy tale as the kids are pleased. So Boney starts telling the fairy tale about the golden egg as he then changes his tune midway through and gets angry. He tells the kids to get lost as he moans a lot. The band play again as Mark then picks 2 new citizens for Weinerville. The machine comes on as the kids are chosen. The kids are escorted to their boxes as Mark pretends to press all the buttons once more. The machine goes down as Mark sends us to a cartoon. So after that we come back to the band playing once again. Mark then introduces Playland as he introduces the 2 kids as they are dressed up pretty silly once again. The audience love it as Mark tells them what to do. He explains the game as the guy behind the scenes messes up. Mark explains what they need to do as the bell starts the game, so the kids go at it as it is very easy. The audience cheer them on as the bell then rings. Mark counts up the scores as he says the girl won. She gets the golden hot dog as she then gets slimed. Mark thanks them as Dottie is in her office asking Mark to take some of her cans to the recycling plant. Mark says he can do it as Dottie shows off how many cans she has. Mark gets crushed by everything as baby Jeffrey then chimes in as he has his mouth full. He spits it all out as Mark then orders the band to wrap up the show. Mark waves goodbye as the episode ends on that note. In conclusion, I didn't know what to expect from this show when I first saw the title, but having watched it, it turns out it was pretty funny and Mark Weiner was a great host and creator. Each character was great and unique and Mark and his crew did a great job of making each character their own. The storylines of the episodes were lacking, but it was just there to get the show moving. The game show part at the end was pretty good and it was certainly different from other game shows on at the time. So yeah, I like this one even though it was pretty short and had other cartoons to fill the show's runtime. So this would be a recommend on my end. So thank you for watching. If you have any TV shows you like to see me do, put them in the comments.